Hi everybody, welcome back to our YouTube channel. It is exciting that you always stay with us. We are about 20,000 subscribers right now, which is great. And we have several testimonies of all of you benefiting from the kind of content that we create on this website. Our goal is that for everybody who desires and is qualified and is willing to do the hard work, our videos would help you to connect with potential schools abroad that would help you achieve your dream. So welcome back to this YouTube channel. Subscribe to this channel if you have not already, and send us a comment, send us a like. Always look around in the video description for contact, email, and things like that, so that we can have a one-on-one conversation with you if you would like that. So in this video, we are going to be focusing on specific mistakes that people make in their application process, especially school application process. Some of the things that people should be considering but they don't, and then some of the things that many people are focusing their attention on which they shouldn't. And we're gonna end with telling you like what you should be paying attention to and how to be successful at getting into a good school that will lead you into good money and will lead you into getting your visa, essentially.
Yes.
And my brother Alfred is here to walk us through some of the things we're gonna be discussing, some of the details. He has a lot of experience and has gone through this process as well. So Alfred, welcome to this.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. It's very refreshing to come back on this channel, and I'm happy about the growth. And also we want to thank our viewers for their support and encouragement. And this has also been a learning process for us. Through this, we have also gotten a lot of connections with people and made a lot of friends. So we don't just see you as a viewer, we see you as a community, as a friend, and somebody we can potentially learn from and grow with. So it is important. Now, when you talk about school applications, in fact, one of the things that most international students, people from Africa especially, one of the things that they fail to understand is that the process is holistic. Like the process starts from somewhere and ends somewhere. Indeed. So when you start your study abroad process, or when you start your school application process, you should not just apply to schools, but you should also think about getting your visa and ultimately coming to start school. I would say that the process ends when you arrive in the US, and it doesn't even end there. But for this discussion, I will end it there. So a lot of people do not pay attention to important things that will have their visas approved during the school application. So the first thing to think about when you're applying to school is not just your application materials or whatever you're applying, but also your visa application process. It doesn't mean that you should rush in thinking about how to get your visa during the process. No, you obviously need to apply for school first and get your admission before you think about the visa. But you should also have that at the back of your mind. That being said, what I want to say is that the first mistake that people do is selecting the wrong schools. And by wrong schools, what I mean is that every school in America is good. We have wonderful schools in America, in Canada. But when I say wrong schools, what I mean is that schools that do not offer you programs that meet your interests, programs that you can defend at the interview to explain why you chose that school, and schools that do not give you funding.
I think that is probably a very the most important point so far.
Yes.
Because if you think about it, you are somewhere in the world, maybe in the UK, in Asia, in Africa, wherever, South America. You're trying to come to Canada or America to come and study. The big question then is money, right?
Money,
and so if you're choosing a school and the school does not have the money, then it's obviously going to affect other things. First of all, your visa, and then also your actual life. How are you going to live? How are you going to fund your life? So maybe let's talk about that. But, in relationship with that, let's talk about other videos and how other YouTubers sort of present the study abroad thing as this is how I can help you make it easy. Apply to schools that don't accept this and don't accept that and don't accept this, and it's easy for you to get in, but at the end of the day you can get in and then you realize that they don't have the money for you.
So what I would say is that in fact people should first understand the use of social media and places like YouTube. There are a lot of people on YouTube for so many reasons.
Yes.
There are people who are creating content for money, people who are creating content for education, people who are creating content for spiritual edification and all that. So you, as the viewer, has to decide which one to look out for, what to meet your goal. So what I'm saying is that there are a lot of content, people that comes and give you the schools, like they say, oh, schools that do not accept SOP, schools that do not accept recommendation letter. Oh, this school do not care about your GPA. Yes. Of course, many schools at the advanced level do not pay so much attention on GPA, but you can't take it out of the
it discussion. Is part of the process.
It is part of the process. Right. Like most of the schools, you must get a certain GPA before they can even look at your application. Right? There are few schools that, for some unique reasons, they may forgo your GPA requirement and look at your experience, your letters and others, and your explanation to give you admission. So we are not saying that GPA is everything, but what we are saying is that it doesn't make sense when there is a video that says, oh, there's no this school do not require GPA, this school do not require recommendation letters, this school do not require statement of purpose. When you look at that, it's very attractive. It's good.
Enticing.
It's enticing because I'm not doing anything. I just have to
put
in my name, fill the application form, tell them the course I want to study, and just write 1 or 2 statements, and I'll submit it. That is easy. That is good, right? But the issue is that if you see such a video and that video has about, let's say, 50,000 that means 50,000 people have watched it, and assuming that 10% of 50,000 watch that, it means that 5,000 people
are probably
applying to that school, including you. So in such a school, you will apply, you get admission, but it is unlikely that you get funding because the funding here will become very competitive.
In that sense.
You are fighting with a lot of people on the same funding, and sometimes one thing I've seen is that people focus on getting those cheap schools. If I say cheap schools, that cheap to get schools, not cheap schools, but cheap to get
easy
to get into schools, and they forget the good schools. So most of the good schools are not getting a lot of applications. And so there are a lot of money there. People are not getting the money. Everybody is rushing to the easy to get schools, and those good schools are there looking for people. Genuine people to support. So I think that the school that you are selecting is very, very important. I know we are in economic times, and at this point almost every school is waiving
GRE
those
test scores.
Almost every school is waiving their application fee, right? So if a school is waiving GRE, it's a good thing, but it doesn't mean that the school have made the application easy. They are rather making sure that all your other effort to go into the other parts of your application, your essays, your recommendation letters, because if the school is waiving GRE, what it means is that a lot of people now have the opportunity to apply. So a school that have a GRE cap has limited number of people applying because many people don't want to spend so much money to write the GRE, so they will look at other schools, right? So if a school is waiving GRE, it means that potentially a lot of people are applying to that school, and that means that competition is very high, very key. So this is where you must be very strategic. You must prepare so well in order to get into those schools.
I guess essentially what we are saying is, while it is important that you try to make the process as easy as it is possible. Also be tactful and sort of use your mind and sort of analyze things very well. So applying to an easy to get in school does not necessarily equal to getting money from them. And so you have to be focusing on schools that are strong, that will give you the funding, and that will prepare you strongly for your visa application. So that's one of the big mistakes. Maybe we should share some of our own experiences with people who contact us, and they say, I have this letter, but I have no funding. I have that letter, but I have no funding.
And that is the reason, because in their process of selecting schools, they didn't pay attention to some of the things we are saying and we are going to say. Right. So aside paying attention to the school, looking at the school that you are applying, does the school have enough to support me financially? Because at this point, there's no reason to study abroad without funding.
No.
Like you have no reason to come to the US paying your own tuition. You have no reason to come to the US getting loans. Like there are some genuine situations that you may need a loan, right? But there are a lot of scholarships, opportunities that you can prepare and put in good applications for. So why come when there are other people who are getting scholarships, teaching assistantship, TA-ship, and all that, right?
Why pay the money yourself if you can get funding?
If you can get funding? So why don't you put in that effort into your application process? And because somebody is giving you $40,000, that's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Money that can change your life in your whole country. So you don't expect the person to give you the money without work. And if I mean work, without proper convincing the people properly. Now, so that will lead us to the next mistake that people do.